Again, I'll say Happy New Year to everybody as we kick off 2022. I went live for the Rose Bowl. We got the Sugar Bowl going on, at least as I'm recording this, but quite a few games to review from today that I will give my thoughts on and get out for you guys. Let's start with the Outback Bowl with Penn State and Arkansas. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Christian Ballard here, Ballard Sports Media, coming at you with a quick video today reviewing the 2020. I should put 2022 as it is a new year. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everyone had a good and safe New Year's Day, fireworks, food, friends and family, all that good stuff. Reviewing some bowl games here. We had the semifinals yesterday. I did what I could. I gave my thoughts on them. I was live for the Rose Bowl. I'll ultimately, and it might take me a day or two, but I'll try to get these out for you guys. No promises, but a few games out there today that were very interesting. Some games that I did preview, some that I didn't really get a chance to look at much. But one that I did want to look at, but I really didn't get a chance to, was the 2022, in this case, Outback Bowl with Arkansas and Penn State. Now, both of these teams, obviously Power 5. You got SEC and Big Ten. Who had a better year? I think it was kind of 50-50, but I would say Arkansas, obviously, first off, beating Penn State in this game. They finished 9-4. They had an 8-4 regular season. They had a hot start. Then they had this weird losing streak. Their losses weren't bad. They finished in the final rankings at 21. They win this game here. You could probably bet they're going to be a preseason, ranked team next year. I'm sure Penn State will too. But again, the final score here, 24-10, Arkansas winning by 14. Let's take a quick look at the game summary on ESPN in the Outback Bowl. So you look at it here. Let's look at the box score. It started out, Arkansas got off to a pretty good start. They get a touchdown. A lot of great defense in this game, especially Penn State. I mean, their defense has been phenomenal. They just have not had the right offense. They've had games where Sean Clifford was not in there or whatever. And they just, they did have some players out this year, much like last year, which, with opt-outs or whatever, kind of held them back to have a weird 4-5 or whatever they had last year. But you look at the box score here, 7-0 at the end of one. Penn State gets their only points in the second quarter. Defense stands up quite a bit, 17-0. Arkansas outscoring at the end of the third. That's where we get the 24-10 and a scoreless final quarter. Just a lot of great defensive action, even for Penn State. I mean, their defense did look really, really good. 24 points in today's college football. I mean, let's be honest. If you're not scoring at least 35, 40 points a game, then you're probably playing a good defense or you probably don't have enough offense, at least in my own opinion, how I would put it. Overall, it was kind of close. Well, it was weird. It's so crazy that Arkansas won this game. Now, you have to look at the game leaders here. Sean Clifford, let's compare these quarterbacks here, get the stats up. Sean Clifford, 14-32, 195 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. All of that is great except for the 2 interceptions part. 14 of 19 for KJ Jefferson in Arkansas, 98 yards and a pick. Not too bad. But what was it that ultimately Arkansas got this victory? Rushing. KJ Jefferson ran the ball in for a touchdown one time. He rushed 20 times for 110 yards on the ground. Sean Clifford, which I think is pretty cool that both teams, their lead rusher were their quarterback. 12 carries for 46 yards. Ultimately, an amazing defensive front in this game overall. When you look at it on third down efficiency, let me go over here and let's look at the team stats here. Who won it? So first downs, there was an 8 difference, right? Arkansas had 8 more than Penn State did. Penn State had 17. Arkansas had 25. On third down efficiency, Penn State did a little better. I mean, it was kind of close. I mean, they had one more attempt than Arkansas did, but they converted more. So I guess in a way, Penn State was better on getting, third down completions, right? 6 of 15. Arkansas 4 of 14. Fourth down efficiency. This is really where Arkansas had control of the game. Were able to keep drives alive, kill the clock, get in position to just keep drives going. They really gambled quite a bit in this game. I love Sam Pittman's mindset and attitude. I think he is a good coach for this program. He had a great start to the season, as I mentioned. I just think that there's some kinks in this team that he has to kind of work out, and maybe he could get this team on track. Can he get them to a 10-win season? Could he get them to another, 9-4 next year? Can they improve, get higher than, the bottom 25 or whatever, between the 20 and 25 range? Can they be a top 15 team? Can they work on recruiting? Maybe. But getting back to this, they were 4 of 14 on third down. Again, Penn State 6 of 15. Fourth down efficiency, 1 of 2 for Penn State. Okay. Then they made one, missed one. Arkansas 3 of 3. They did it 3 times. Passing. 198 for Sean Clifford and the Lions. Not bad. Arkansas 98. 98 passing yards. It was bad. They could not throw the ball, but it gets more interesting. Both teams had 2 picks. 5.5, whatever, 5-6 yards per completion on average. Not a whole lot of big plays. Just, again, overall, just a lot of defense. We get to that in a second. 4.9 round at 5. So about 5 yards a pass, 6 yards a pass, whatever for these teams. 2 picks by both teams. Running the ball, rushing, 28 attempts for Penn State for 125 yards. That's not too bad. 58 attempts for 353. I mean, they literally ran the ball down their throats in this game, Arkansas did, over Penn State. It was insane. And they were getting about 6 yards a carry. Penalties in this game. Now, penalties kind of killed these teams in ways. There were 3 for Penn State. Total loss of 10 yards on those. 6 penalties for Arkansas. For a loss of total, 40 yards. But here is where, and it's so weird, because when you look at these stats and then the scoreboard, you're like, how did Penn State have these categories locked down? How did they win this battle? How did they do that? But they didn't win the whole game, right? 2 turnovers for both teams. Nobody lost a fumble, but there were 4 interceptions in total in the game, right? I'm assuming with KJ Jefferson having 1 pick and the fact that Arkansas had 2, I'm assuming they had, and I don't know who it was. I have to go back and look, but somebody else got out there and I guess threw a pick or something. They both had 2. But time of possession, 36 minutes of game time, 13 seconds for Arkansas, 23:47 for Penn State. You look at that. Arkansas led in time of possession, yardage, and first downs overall. That's how they were able to win this game, right? I think overall, like going into this game, and again, I didn't preview it, but I would have said, give me Arkansas with the offense. You have that. Give me Penn State with the defense. 24 points given up. I mean, that's Penn State for you. But someone has to win it overall. And see, this is where it was. Arkansas was able, to keep it going, keep drives going. They were 3 of 3 on fourth down. They gambled the football. They gambled the game. They gave it a shot. they took chances. Overall, when I look at this, it's an incredible win for Arkansas in the program. You know, it was one of the. It's so weird looking at this because the scoreboard. If you didn't know the stats and all I said was, hey, Arkansas won 24-10, you're thinking, okay, well they had won by 14 points. They had a better defensive game, and they had a better offensive game, right? That's an automatic when you see a score like that, and really any score. I don't care if it's a blowout. I don't care if it's a low scoring, even if it's 3-0. It's like, well, they had the better offense. They were able to get down there. Surely they moved the football. They got in field goal range one time. It's weird. It was like that, but it was also not. I mean, I think Penn State had a better defensive game. It was more so one of those where, how do I want to put it? Arkansas was fast tempo offense, upbeat, drive the ball down your throat, and get in position. We could put big plays up and go down and score. And they did that. But they did it a little extra than Penn State did because Penn State was able to move the ball too, but not like Arkansas did. But Penn State's defense still balled out. Like outside of the scoreboard, Penn State's defense, I think, still kind of won this game. Even though Penn State lost, the defense performed so well, right? They made stops when they needed to. They just had a drive or two in there where it kind of stalled out a little bit, and they were not able to keep it, the way that they needed to keep it, And, if you want to let's look at scoring plays real quick. So first quarter right there at the end, Raheem Sanders on a 12-play, 61-yard drive at the end of the first quarter. Then the only touchdown they had, Penn State, 42 yards, 7 seconds. First play of the drive, they get the ball back, right? It's 42 yards. Keandre Lambert-Smith from Sean Clifford. Then a little later on, halfway through the second quarter, Jake Pinegar hits a 33-yard field goal. KJ Jefferson ran it in 8 yards on a 7-play drive, went 75 yards in total down the field in the third quarter. Later on, field goal, Raheem Sanders, 1-yard run. So it wasn't a whole lot of, outside of the 42-yard touchdown pass that Sean Clifford had to Lambert-Smith, there were not big explosive plays that helped with scoring. It was just weird. It was just one of those where, we got kind of lucky. We're down here in our own red zone or 10, whatever, and let's, here, run this in for 8 yards. So overall, again, I don't want to be on here too long with this, but I look at it, great defensive game. Arkansas obviously had the better defense in this game, but there were some categories where Penn State kind of led it on paper. Again, I mentioned the quarterbacks. Sean Clifford of Penn State, 14 of 32, 195 yards, a touchdown, 2 picks. KJ Jefferson, 14 of 19, 98 yards, and 1 pick. No touchdowns. So, but anyways, y'all comment down below. Penn State fans, let me know what went wrong for Penn State in this game. Arkansas fans, congratulations on winning the Outback Bowl. Go enjoy your bloomin' onion or whatever you're getting at Outback. I don't know, but it was a good game. Traditional Outback Bowl. Love seeing Big Ten and SEC play in Tampa every single year. It's always a good game to watch. This was another great one here. But again, overall, 24-10, Arkansas wins it, and they take care of business. But I love you guys. Happy New Year again. Congrats to all the bowl winners this weekend, throughout New Year's and everything. Still a few others to come. We got the championship game 9 days away with Georgia and Alabama, a rematch. Looking forward to it. Going to get a preview out for you guys very, very soon here in the next week. Love you guys. Jesus loves you. Please like, comment, and subscribe right here to Ballard Sports Media for more sports content. Until next time, folks, Ballard Sports Media checking out. Y'all have a good one. Love you. Roll Tide.